Welcome to the warm-up show with the hockey coach Guru Cole Francis directly for the beautiful Sunshine State in Florida. And we have to go all the way to Toronto, Ontario to find a co-host, Mr. ENORTAP in the house. Happy Friday, May 13, 2022. Thanks to be a part of the show. Another great night of hockey playoff at 2022. 3 series at 3-2. How many of them are going to be done or going to be again alive for Sunday? It will be interesting to see that big game for, all of them for sure. And we're going to see here, Mr. ENORTAP, what will be our prediction, his selection, what you should listening, Mr. ENORTAP. If you want to win, you have to follow and listening, Mr. ENORTAP. That's the only way you can win.
I don't know about tonight, though, Coach.
But, at least last night you did very well. I'll be honest with you. You have an amazing, great night yesterday with a 4-0.
Yeah.
And John Gregor, I believe, at 4-0. We have 3 people at 4-0. I don't have it in front of me right now. But before we check the board, the leaderboard, the gel, and we have a news now. We are looking for the K9. We're going to wait if Roger is going to show up, and then we're going to show him right now. We have a looking for a couple of K9 today, and we're going to see. Maybe we'll pick one for the weekend. We're going to see what we have. But first, we have to welcome Mr. Yemo Vartanen. Welcome back.
Hey, Yemo. Morning.
Mr. John Gregor, Boston Bruins. He's the one, Mr. ENORTAP, with you, 4-0, with Mr. Andrew Lapage. Andrew Lapage, he stopped to play with the floor, and he pick it up about that. We have many people at 3-1. Joseph is with us today. Welcome, Mr. Joseph.
Hey, Joseph, welcome.
And of course, we have Mr. Francois Pitre. Welcome aboard. He find a way to get out the jail. We had 2-2 yesterday, Mr. Francois. Congratulations about that one over there. And finally, we have also Mr. Dan Asham with Miss Colette.
Awesome.
Welcome back from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And we have Mr. Jake McAnooey. Welcome back.
Hey, James.
And we have Mr. Ron with Kings 20. Welcome aboard, Mr. Ron with Kings. He's excited to see game number 7.
Hi, Ron. How's it going?
Richard Mollet had a great night yesterday. Also, we have a fantasy with McDavid 4 points. And the total 26 on the nail made by Mr. Andrew with a 4-0. Andrew was a great performance as the prediction yesterday. And that's bring him a return on that. So, great. It's Friday. 3 games this tonight. 3 games tomorrow. And we'll see what happening Sunday. Possibly we are off Sunday. If it's the case, Mr. ENORTAP, we're going to do a power play show Sunday night at 9 p.m. If it's not, if we have one game, I don't know, because with the schedule of the ESPN, depend who's going to get that game. Every time that could be afternoon, it can be Sunday night. We'll be interesting what could be, because the 3 series could be over tonight, Mr. ENORTAP.
It could.
And it'll be done about that one there.
Game 7.
Every time that Francois said fantasy night with McDavid, good sound suspect in the context. And then we have also Dan. He said, great game last night, Ola is king. He's talking about that game over there. So we're not to talk a little bit what's going on yesterday. Don't forget, everybody, to click on the likes until the people show up. Mr. ENORTAP, what do you remember the most, or yesterday, or let's starting about the 4 game? Because we have 4 game yesterday. It was the last night with 4 game. It's over now.
Yeah.
We're not going to have any 4 game anymore for the rest of the playoff 2022. So let's start talking about the Boston Bruins versus the Carolina Hurricane. Where now the game that we're going to have a game number 7.
Yeah, well, Coach, we saw as I was saying yesterday, the pattern continued, right? This is a home ice series so far. It's almost night and day. Like when Carolina is playing at home, they take control of the game early, and they're relentless. And Boston, I think they had gone the last 7 or 8 games. They hadn't lost at home ice, so you knew they were going to at the very least give a hell of a battle last night. And not only did they do that, but they won that game 5-2. Some um, I think Ranta kind of kept Carolina in it for a while. He faced I think about 33, 34 shots, and did a decent job. But then once the third period rolled around, Boston, quickly within I think 7 minutes had three unanswered goals, and it was over. We knew we were going to game seven.
Yeah, for me, for this, it was a big hit of McEnvoy for Sebastian Aho.
Yeah.
And I didn't see Aho after that. I look at one period this morning. He was not looking the same Aho after the check over there. But it surprised me. He's only 173 pounds.
I know he's not a big boy.
But I was not expect that. I did I did my special question in the morning, under, over, and exact. Yeah, 3 questions. One of them, it was every player yesterday, how many players are under 175 pounds? And he was one of them. And then how many players under 6 feet? So I was surprised to see that. I was like, wow.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Let's see where I'm still going to the Panthers, going to win Stanley Cup this year. Coach, what do you think? Possible? Then they are one of the favorite team. I'm not sure they can do it, but I think they are. Crosby is out. Francois
out.
For tonight with not mentioned, but look like concussion is going to be the name of the situation about that one over there. Richard Mullen, welcome back with us. Richard Mullen, you have a great night last night. Congratulations.
Welcome, Richard.
The good news and the bad news, Blackhawks, is this part. First, you're not right. You win one game. But the bad news is it's not helping you anyway because you still go to the jail, Blackhawks. So that's the bad news behind
company.
That.
You have company.
You have someone with you going to let you know the next couple of minutes. So be ready. If Nick, I know you walk a lot, you should send Kate in the jail and ask her to be on the balcony with a suitcase. And I think that would be better for her to be over there. I think it would be better. Crosby has concussion. Ron, I think he still wins without Crosby. His concussion should retire. Francois. Mike, Mike, welcome aboard.
Hey, Mike.
Cat are gonna win tonight. Yeah, possible. Mike, they need for sure that W. If not, it's going to be over. Yamu said, Aho is not very big. I saw him this summer on the golf course. I don't play golf, but at least he hit. But also, he's very strong skater. He's going to play with head up very well. Definitely. Yamu about that one over there. Mr. Jose Duarte, welcome aboard. Thanks for being part of the show. Mike, don't forget to subscribe and everything like that. So game number 2, the game we did yesterday, the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I will let you know talking about this because maybe
I don't know what there's to say, Coach. You know what? I thought the Leafs played a very solid game. Again, Tampa Bay jumped out to a 2-0 lead. But the Leafs responded. They got 2 after they made it 2-1. They got those 2 goals at the end of the second period, and you know what they say, so those are the ones that break your back sometimes. And I thought, you know what, we're on our way. They're finally going to defeat the Stanley Cup champions, and had those 2 goals would have been what we would have remembered and been talking about for years from now. However, we went into the third period, a couple of penalties that they drew the Leafs. You can't keep giving a team like Tampa Bay chance after chance, and Kucherov finally paid off with that tying goal. Both I think Stamkos and Point got assists on that, and then we went through the entire overtime period. Again, I thought the Leafs dominated it. I know maybe the shots on net don't seem like it. I think it was only 9-4 or 9-5 in favor of Toronto. But I thought possession-wise, I was looking at face-offs won, and it seemed like the Leafs were always winning the face-offs. Um, just time of possession, I thought Toronto carried it, but credit to Vasilevsky. He made a couple of great saves in the overtime, and then that mistake that was made, and they quickly converted it with a couple minutes to go in the overtime. And Brendan Point, the guy that we haven't been hearing very much of, did the job. One of the veterans. So now I worry because here we go again, another Game 7, year after year after year.
Yep. First of all, before I add some comments about that game, we want to welcome back Mr. RJ Calabro, sports schedule in the house tonight.
Hey, RJ. How's it going?
And Blackhawk said, I'm doing my pick now. I will be back for the play-by-plays because he set up his with Kate, so he needs to set up everything together. He needs to talk with Kate and figure out who he's going to be and the ladybug, everything like that. So that's what he's doing right now. And that's happened. Joel Armia scored 1 goal, 1 assist. So his stock is increasing for Joel Armia. And Yamu, he said, what was the Evander Kane things McDavid was upset? It's because when he scored an empty net, Evander Kane showed to the fans the number 7, number 7, as they have a game number 7. So that's pretty much it. I don't know. You have to be upset too much about that one over there. Finales for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know. First of all, Francois for Sidney Crosby concussion. I don't know what kind of the gravity it is. I don't know his mile. I don't know the situation about that. But something they're going to be very careful about this for sure. The situation for the career of Sidney Crosby. Toronto, first of all, again, the details of the game, right? They scored 5-3, the Kerfoot turnover at the beginning, Palat scored a goal over there. You have a lot of good things. You have a lot of bad things for the other team. So when I said to you, Toronto overall is a little bit better at Tampa Bay after 6 games in my eyes. Overall, they're looking better. Vasilevsky is solid for the last 2 games. And Vasilevsky saved the Tampa Bay Lightning last night during the OT. That's a good thing about that. Whatsoever happening Saturday night, again, the Tampa Bay Lightning, whatever they win or they lose Toronto, I believe for me, I will not make any change. I'm talking about niche like Zuba or KEEFE or anything like that. Overall, they are one of the best teams in NHL. They can compete with Tampa Bay. They repeat twice over there. It's more positive when you're going to get out of that series right now like anything else. They will be closer at what they can become next year and the next 2 years, maybe next 3 years. So Campbell proved he can handle the pressure. He can perform on the playoff. He's better to Vasilevsky or maybe equal to him this series. If you take Matthews, Marner, and Bondin example versus Kucherov and Point and the Palat example, they are better overall. If you look about the 1 by 1, everything Toronto, you have more positive. And then I said they're going to lose tomorrow, and I said they're going to not win that series. If ever happening, I think compared from last year, it's not going to be a disappointment with frustration and everything like that. The only thing we said again, they will say, here we go again, right? But for me, I not go that path. If I was a Toronto fans, I say, you know what? We can beat by one of the top 5 best team in NHL right now. We have nothing to get out here. Keep your head up. The young grow. The Matthew have a better mindset. He have a better maturity. The minors get better on that series over there too. Tavares plays his role. I believe for me, whatever happened tomorrow, Toronto win as a team together for the future. 1-1 looking, try to get a little bit longer, everything like that. He missed a couple of pieces of the puzzle, but they are closer like they never. The bottom 6 score, you have a lot of great positivity over there. I think they missed maybe, in my book, a defenseman top 4 with Brody, McRiley. Then you have Marzin right there. He missed 1 piece over there. Giordano is going to be great if they keep him as a defenseman number 5 in this organization. If they can find one top forward there, and then they can bring another forward on the bottom six with more forechecker every time that can add a 15 goal and bring some maturity and leadership. That team is going to be dangerous because now they got the goaltender, it's Campbell, I believe. They get to MICHEL will be back next year. 2 years to contract right now. But I think overall for me, it's a great series for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know you take so much time to talk about this.
No, you're absolutely right, Coach. It's right now, it's just a mindset for the Leafs.
Yeah,
I think they even have much more speed. It's giving Tampa fits. They just have to believe that they can do this. My only worry for Saturday night is if Tampa scores that first goal, how is Toronto going to react here? Like, will they be saying to themselves, "Here we go again," or are they going to dig in and finally pull this out?
Not this year. They are not fragile they was in the past. That's the biggest thing I see. They're losing 2-0 and they come back 4-3, game number 5. So we have a lot of things I don't see what it was before about that one over there. Now, I don't know what's going.
The end result is the same. The end result is still the same.
The second advantage for them, I would say to you, usually game number 7, you don't have a lot of penalties. Yeah. So you're going to be more 5 versus 5, and 5 versus 5, Toronto have a good record again, the power play for Tampa Bay. So I think it's a little bit advantage about that.
Yeah,
but
I
again,
agree with that.
Like you said, the factor number goal. I think the first goal is not going to hurt the team. It's going to hurt the 600,000 people at the tailgate outside and the 20,000 in the building. What they have to do, inside the building, keep consistent to push that team. I think the 7 players in this game, it could become a major impact for that game. You battle all year long to get that game home advantage for that series. And that's time for now the fans step up and get out more and more. So that would be my suggestion about that one over there.
Yeah.
Game number 3. Richard said, I have a good feeling the Leaf will be in about that one over there. Don't forget, guys, click on the like. That'd be great. And I got it, Mr. Blackhawk, your information about that. Game number 3 last night, you can go with St. Louis Blues in Minnesota.
Yeah, well, Coach, I don't really, I think I mentioned it yesterday when we were doing the predictions. I didn't quite understand bringing Talbot in at this point. It's a very, very difficult position to put a goaltender in that hasn't played in well over a week. I know he's been good all year. It's one thing if you bring him in after a couple games. It's another thing when you bring him in for a game 6 and you're hoping for the best. Now, it could have worked out for Minnesota and he would have stood on his head and won the game for them. But more than likely, it's what we saw. And we saw the first period in this game. I thought Minnesota was in it. They were out shooting St. Louis by a margin of 10-4. And yet, St. Louis, Nick Leddy scores the first goal towards the end of the period. And then as soon as the second period rolled around, St. Louis kind of took over. Minnesota only had 5 shots on net. St. Louis had 21 shots on net. They scored 3 goals in a margin of, I want to say, 9 minutes, and it was over. That was it. As soon as they went up 4-0, you could see just the air leave the Minnesota players. And then in the third period, they just exchanged goals. And St. Louis really clamped down defensively, and Minnesota had nowhere to go.
After the 3 goal was over.
Yeah.
And you cannot blame too much that bad they could show up that way over there.
No, it's just hard. It's hard to come in when you're cold and you have, like I said, had it been game 2, 3, even 4, I understand. But to bring him in game 6 and you need to win, that's a lot of pressure.
Overall, St. Louis better. The momentum is the game, I believe, Bennington make its friends, honestly. When he show up, the 3-0 after that. we have to give credit. The big question now is, okay, what's next? What's next for Minnesota is a Fiala. Fiala have no room anymore there. So they would be, I still believe they're going to trade. You have trades coming with them. You have two possibilities I talked today. Could be New Jersey Devils with their second round pick in return. And it could be like a mega trade, like not only 1-1. It could be Paul Zacha example with the second, and then get Fiala, maybe someone else. I don't know. The Minnesota have to cut some money. They have $14 million buy out for the next 3 years, dead over there. The second thing could happen, Fiala is going to Anaheim Ducks with someone else, and then they get John Gibson in return, and they maybe get also so there'll be another one they can get in return about that one. That will fix the goaltender situation because I believe Fleury will not return over there. And then Talbot, I don't think so. It's a long term, is a great. Now he signed a goaltender, Gibson, at 28 years old, turned 29. He's only at 5.6 for 3 more years. So at least you have a great goaltender, and you don't have to spend $7, $8, $9 million. That would save a little bit of money. You're losing anyway, Fiala. That would be one thing I would look about. Two options for what Minnesota could do with Kevin Fiala. And we know Fiala have a really bad relationship with Dane Evison already. So I don't see Fiala coming back over there whatsoever. Is a RFA for 1 more year. So.
No, you're right. I definitely see something happening this summer with them, and more than likely it will be with Fiala. Yeah.
Yep. Welcome, Mr. Renault.
Hey, Renault. Welcome.
Tavares is not getting younger. Cat is killing the league roster construction. At some point, it is what it is, honestly, like many other team. I have a gut feeling the league will win from Mr. Richard. Jose, I believe, coach, they need to score a lot and get ahead the league. About that one over there. The limit for some to want it more. And I like that comment because I don't like the body language of Sergachev. I make a ton of mistakes, Mr. ENORTAP, Sergachev. And then I don't like the body language of Kucherov. Yeah, no urgency when he's there. I don't know. He's looked like both of them already back home or they are not there. I feel like that team won yesterday, but I don't see that kind of winning. They don't almost like, you know what, we can win 2 already. Why not to stop to play hockey? But on the flip side, I would say to you, I'm impressed by Anthony Cirelli. They talk all the time about Yannick Gourde in the past, everything like that. But I think Cirelli is one of the really important. You talk about a punch good center, right? 1 and 2. And I think he played a major key right now on that series for the Tampa Bay Lightning and Cirelli. So it'll be interesting what is going to happen tomorrow. But I just want to mention Kucherov have a difficult year playoff. Toronto will add face tremendous pressure. I don't think they will crumble like the other year, but I feel the more experienced Tampa Bay they'll find a way to explode mistake under pressure. Yes, great comment, Frank. I agree with you about that one over there. Jose is agree with Richard. Francois Pitt, I don't have faith in Campbell under pressure. A big reason why I think he should be fine. Really, I'm number 1. Francois, he showed yesterday, but I think the Toronto game is 50-50. Like Carolina and Boston tomorrow. Another overtime should be sick. I can imagine another overtime in Toronto tomorrow night. I will die if I would do this. Be ready because I'm going to scream a lot if it's happening tomorrow night. Cirelli, Palat are the soul of this team. I like, and both of them make it fun last night. One player we don't see a lot, Corey Perry.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised there.
That third 4 line is not like the best player for them right now for 4 line is more Belmar.
Right.
Maroon is not exist at all. Corey Perry did not do anything so far. And talking about not exist with 6 games, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 point, -4. He has $6.1 million per year. and that's happening over there. But that's another subject. I can talk about this a bit later.
Makes you ask the question, Coach. Those first two games that Toronto had both Simmons and Clifford in the lineup. You know, I understand that they wanted some toughness out there, but one of those games it cost them big time, and so
Yeah,
you know, could they have won this series already if they only had brought in Spezza a little bit earlier? See, the thing I love about Spezza more than anything, it's not just the experience and the fact that he can score once in a while. It's the fact that he wins his face-offs. Like, he's one of the best centermen that wins face-offs, and that's what you need, especially as the games get closer to the end.
the faceoffs is pretty good this year. They are top 5 or top 7 with 50 something.
Yeah.
They did. Matthews win, Camp win, Spencer win. They did pretty good about that one there. And welcome, Mr. NHL Hockey New York News Report. Welcome aboard.
Welcome, NHL.
Palat is a tank yesterday. He went through 2 late players. Yeah. He's a UFA, by the way. That's another subject where the Tampa Bay have to figure out with him. He didn't have a great year overall, but he's really every duo is always the third one have to step up every time. That's what kind of player you like every time. That Palat with Zuski and Caulfield, because what he does, Palat, Mr. ENORTAP, he does the trashy stuff. He's on Hyman. Right. He go get the puck retrieval. He's a forechecker guy. He battle for the corner, and he pick up the puck for the rest of the teammates. And that's what Palat does. So he's right, Francois, when we talk about this one. Then, Babcock, my Babcock is Islanders make sense. Et Lula relation there, they just said that. I don't know about that one over there in NHL, and here's what we said to you. The reason Trust is out is because of complaining of the players. That's happening. The players complain a lot, doesn't want to play for him, everything like that. Not so that 20, but he feel Lula Mariello, he was coming for the players. They need a new voice. That's what he said. You need a new voice. When you go a little bit deeper, he said, okay, you need a new, how you know that? It's because the player was, when they did the evaluation at the end of the year, they was talking that way what they need to know. I don't know if Babcock is the right one over there. I think they're looking for a coach with more an offensive mindset every time like that. So everybody with the, old, not the old school, but been a lot of experience, have to be sure that coach is really oriented on the offensive side. And I'm not sure if Babcock is the right answer over there with the Islanders. I think they will maybe looking for more younger, but I could be wrong here. You have a few of them on the list right now, 7 or 8. I still believe for day one, I said Dan Quinn. But I don't know the relationship between him and this part over there. I don't know. They will look for the coach for Providence College, Lehman over there, 2001. Have a great popularity, coach a lot of the team junior USA. Lehman is a great.
It's an experienced coach that they'll be after. I don't really see a younger coach fitting into that system.
I'm sorry again?
Anyways. I gotta believe that it'll be an experienced coach that they'll hire. I don't see somebody coming up from their system necessarily to do.
Because what they want to play offensive. They have the voice like Bellows, Pajot. Many players talk about, hey, we don't want to play a system defensive. We want to play more a transition game with more possibility to get more the offensive side. So that was now. I don't know who he said that, but that would be that's what the rumor was from that one over there. So it will be interesting. I never thought I would vote for the leave. Richard Mullen. Palat is a free agent this summer. Francois, yes, I will dream to have him. Palat to Montreal, I will be. And even Francois, yeah, 3 years ago, they'd be better, but I can understand your point of view about him. Ready in our tap for me take some those epic and at the background. Clifford should be always be in, is very good and frustrating players and make them make mistake.
but not both. Not both with him and Simmons.
I'll be honest with you. I would not bring anybody right now. The series is not physical at all. It's all about right now the team with more like, offensive side of each other. I would not bring that. We keep Spencer at that moment. Would you, any team, Harry Blashill now? Not as a head coach, Yamo. I don't see that. As an assistant coach, definitely he will find a job somewhere. Pick right, find a way to have space to sign Palat. And next year, pick another top prospect. You are on for speedy return about that one over there. Eagle Fank, welcome aboard. Did you pre-order your Shine Right jersey, Mr. ENORTAP?
No, not yet, Eagle. I'm afraid to say, because I'm still waiting for the draft to confirm this. I'm not 100% sold that he will land in Montreal.
Imagine like Gary Bettman, welcome to the NHL Draft 2022. The first selection is coming from the Montreal Canadiens.
There's been a trade.
No, he said, oh, we have a timeout here. We have to wait to see what's going on. We have a wait. It's not a timeout. What is, they have something when they have to put this on the hold. I cannot remember it was. And then so, oh, we have a trade after that. That people will be like, what the heck is going on over there? But it's not going to happening. I don't think so. I don't know who they're going to pick, but I don't think it will happen about that. Ron, ask a question for you. Would you take Wright or Bedard?
Oh, Bedard, 100%.
Yep. Tell me in our tap the picture I'm trying to take. Well, it's okay. Does not matter. They're all mine now. They're all mine now, he said about this one over there. There's been a trade. Great timing in our tap. Yeah, exactly about this one over there. Mr. Notap, before we go, let's dive in about the people. Don't forget, click on the likes if you don't mind. That'd be great. We have about 26 people, only 16 likes.
We have one more game, though, Coach.
Oh, but we have to move on now.
No Edmonton?
Go ahead.
LA? No, just very quickly. Again, two things I want to point out here. Scoring, the importance of scoring that first goal, and this entire series for Edmonton anyways has been dictated whether they can get that first goal or they don't. And
what's the record after 21 game?
Sorry?
What is the record for after 21 game playoff game? What is the record when you score the first goal?
What percentage of the teams?
What is the record? So if you score the first goal of the game, what is the record at the end?
I would say it's somewhere. I'll change it to a percentage. It's got to be close to 80%.
20 and 1.
20
and 1.
Wow. Even more important than what I'm trying to emphasize.
Yeah, that's the reason why that's what I bring to you right there. That's the record of the day about that one. 20 and 1.
That's amazing. And I think LA played well. It's not that they laid an egg or anything. They got their share of shots on net. They seemed at times to be the better team out there, but I got to give credit to Edmonton. Like they skated with them. They quietened down the fans for quite a while. Kane with a couple big goals. Barry finally contributed. I think McDavid had 3 or 4 points last night as well. We were worried about Nurse being out of the lineup, and sometimes that has the counter effect that when your best player or one of your best players is out of the lineup, the rest of the team really sort of congregates towards that, and they come up with a great effort. It's not sustainable over a long period of time, but over a game or two, sometimes it gives them that extra momentum to play tougher and to play a better defensive-minded game. So now here we go. We go back to Edmonton. Nurse will be back in the lineup. Who knows? That first goal is going to be important.
NHL ask you, do you think Will Graff will be the coach next year?
I gotta believe so. Yeah, I mean, I think ever since he came on board, he's changed the complexion of
They
that
play over
team.
600.
Yeah,
I would say very quickly, McDavid was his best game NHL playoff for the last 3 years yesterday. He was everywhere, forechecking, back-checking. He did everything. On the flip side, I said earlier, Toronto, it's all positive, the outcome. Same thing with the King. Whatever they win to lose tomorrow,
Yeah.
the King, it's a lot of great positivity of what they accomplished this year. It's a success of the year overall. It's just great for them. And they're not saying they're going to lose tomorrow, but whatsoever it is, this team is getting better and better. And they give a lot of reps and experience. Vasiliev, the young team over there, the young, like I would say the Dorsey example or those kind of players pick up some reps. This is the last game, the Dawson Brown, I don't know. Do you know which year Dawson Brown scored his last goal in NHL playoff?
in the playoffs. Was it when they won the cup?
You have to go all the way to 2014. That's the year he
Really?
scored his last
Okay.
goal in the playoff. About that, I know they missed a couple of years, but still, about that one over there. They have passed from that to under Edmonton. Are they alive? Are they dead? Who knows, Francois? Will Grove great with Carl Barley get a bench minute, so one each other is barely round about that one over there. And NHL got it to may be back, but awesome show as well. You're welcome, and NHL have a great night. Don't forget everybody to click on the likes. That'd be great. About that, I hope Brown can make it past the first one every time of the year, but I'm happy they won over expectation exactly about that one there. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
not
First of
over,
all,
man.
have
It's
some
not
kind of
over.
sickness or injury leg we heard today. So it'll be interesting. He's going to be ready at 100%. Look like he's not at 100%. And Evander Kane make Evander Kane special right now for them. And Mike Smith handled that. But again, is it Dano Kopitar is going to win tomorrow? Or is it McDavid, Trisado? And it will be interesting. The pressure is more on the Edmonton Oilers. Don't give the first goal to Lucien King. The King never gave up. They come back. They did again yesterday. And but it will be interesting to see that. That's conclude the full recap about this, Mr. ENORTAP. We're going to rock and roll this very quickly. First of all, the leader week and also what happened yesterday. John Grega with ENORTAP and Andrew Lepage. Congratulations, guys. You got a 4-0. Some of the people have a 3-1, like Yamo, Jose Duarte, Richard Mullen have a 3-0 with Corey Hill and Andy Kuivula. Got a 3-1. Now, Yamo take the lead alone with 24-11. He's an expert on the prediction, and he's really bad on the show quiz in the morning. That's another subject. We can talk a little bit later. Roundwood Kings is alone with 23-12. And then we have a bunch of people at 22-13, like Mr. ENORTAP, everybody else. So we're going to see if it's going to happening tonight and then see next week who is the leaderboard on the jail time. And talking about the jail time, we find someone, like I said earlier, Mr. ENORTAP, we talk about the canine dog we try to train. Unfortunately, Roger is not around with us, so we cannot talk about this very quickly. But let's see what's happening. We think we find our dog. Right now is a dog does not like the Toronto Maple Leaf. So we have maybe possible he become the canine. It's something, Mr. ENORTAP, I don't know if you have any comments you want to mention about that
like
one.
that,
You can see the trainer, Luciano Graziano, right now holding the dog. But what do you think about this picture?
I think it's perfect. Go for it.
We're going to wait a little bit, but I think he have an option for that dog for sure. I'm still working on it, one over there. Yamusa, is it Clifford, the guy in the Toronto?
Dog. I like that, yeah. Or Rex.
Maybe it's him about that. Talking about the canine, we're talking about the jail. It's time to announce who's going to be for the jail for the weekend, honestly. And we'll see. And Yeah, it is for the third time. She's already in. So Roger have only an easy trip to do with. Of course, he has to pick up today the ladybug right there, and he's going to pick up Kate or Nick from the Blackhawks 97. Kelly, she never get out. She stay there for. She have 48 hours at the jail, and this is her third time since the beginning of the playoff NHL. So I think Kate's going to be there with her for the weekend, Mr. ENORTAP. So it is a woman retreat, jail hockey nation live show. a retreat. I love this word, retreat. Kelly and Blackhawks 97. Any comments you want to mention about that one?
Yeah, somebody's making their new home there, I see.
Yeah, someone started looking to be there after that. That doggy is a Monner Muncher, main girl hockey. Welcome, and also Andy Kui Hula.
Andy, how are you?
And then we have that's what we are at that moment. Mr. ENORTAP, don't talk about this. We have to go where we at. We have still a lot of time, but I have to take off Kelly and the name so we don't, they are not around. I think they're hiding right now, so they don't wait. Well, Kiddish is already here, so it's not a big deal. Now, Blackhawks, you have to pick up, and I will definitely go home for some reason. Here we go, Mr. ENORTAP. I make your selection. Yeah, I will see if we are right. I don't know about your score.
So let's fair see. Warning, I don't have the same feeling I had yesterday with these predictions today, so just a little warning.
So now you try to give us an excuse?
No.
Okay.
I still think I'll be okay, but it's just not as 100% confidence. Anyways, let's start with our first game.
And Yamusa, we have a lot of tuna this weekend, so.
Tunikala. First game is Pittsburgh and the Rangers. The Penguins will have another chance to close out the Rangers for this series in Game 6. What the Penguins lineup will look like is another story. We just got word that obviously Sidney Crosby, who's probably been their best player on Pittsburgh, is out for tonight. He left in that second period on Wednesday's 5-3 loss to the Rangers. When he kind of got leveled by Jacob Trouba. It looks like it's a possible concussion, though they won't tell us that, of course. But he was leading the Penguins with points. He had 9 up until that point. What they did is they moved Malkin up from the second line to Crosby's spot between Gunsel, who has 8 points himself, and Brian Rust, who's got 6. It seems likely that's where Malkin will play tonight with Crosby's absence. It's unclear whether Tristan Jarry or even Rickard Rakell will be available for this game. As of a little while ago, I heard that neither one would be, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe one of them is available. The Rangers, meanwhile, they gathered some momentum by staving off elimination with that Game 5 rally that they did, winning in Pittsburgh on Friday. Tonight would definitely take the series to 7 games, and it would be back in New York. So this is a huge game for both teams. One contributing factor why they came back, I thought, was that kid line of Kako and Lafreniere and Chetel. Like those guys were always on the puck, playing very well. The Rangers, they benefited also from a sort of a bounce back game from Shesterkin as well. In terms of the game itself, I think Pittsburgh ends it tonight, and I'll tell you why. And Run, you're out there, and we talked about this many times. It seems that whenever Malkin or Crosby is out of the lineup, for some reason, this team always wins. Or let me not make it a blanket statement. It's not always, but in the heavy majority of the games they win. They find a way and they rally around that. So for that reason, I will take my own advice and take Pittsburgh to put out the Rangers tonight, 4-3.
I have the score. I don't have the team,
Beautiful. Oh, you had the wrong team?
but I have the score too.
The Rangers, okay. Yeah, it could very
Wow.
well go either way.
Surprisingly, you go with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, me too. I bounced back and forth, and then finally, like I ignored that fact about Crosby and Malkin all year long, and like I said, Run knows about that, and this time I'm not going to ignore it.
I
think
just
that
want to go Game 7.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be a nice Game 7. Next,
So what
we
I
have
did, Mr.
Florida.
Natab, I'll be honest with
Yeah,
you,
sorry.
I listened Yamo.
Did you?
Well, you go with Rangers, so I said, I will go with Rangers. That's kidding. But you're
Why
absolutely
not?
right about
He's doing better than all of us.
you're absolutely right about Malkin.
Yeah, yeah. Our second game, Florida and Washington. After yet another big comeback win, the Panthers are on the verge of their first postseason series victory in 26 years tonight. The Panthers hold a 3-2 lead in this series, which seemed unlikely when they had fallen behind 3-0 after just 26 minutes of play in Game 5. But credit to Florida. They scored, as they have been all year long. They scored 5 unanswered goals to claim the pivotal victory. What can we say about Carter Verhaeghe? He recorded 2 goals and 3 assists. That 5-point performance was a personal best for him, but it also set a Panthers record for points in a single playoff game. The forward, he himself scored 2 goals in Game 4, including the overtime winner. So he's getting some really clutch goals down the towards the end of the series, which is great for Florida because they're not getting that kind of production necessarily from their top line. Game 5 was another example of how the high-scoring Panthers seemingly can never be counted out. During the regular season, they set an NHL record with 5 wins in games that they trailed by at least 3 goals. So it just goes to show just how deep this team is. Another dichotomy exists between even strength play versus special teams in this series. Florida has outscored Washington 15-8 when they've been at even strength, but the Capitals are a perfect 16 for 16 in penalty kills. So they have to get their power play going, and if they do, I think we're going to see a victory for sure tonight for Florida. If they don't, it's going to go down to the wire, I believe. The Capitals, they themselves are 6 for 20 on the power play, scoring at least once with an extra attacker in every single game that they've played so far. Goaltenders, we've got Bobrovsky, who's been very consistent. You cannot blame him for any of the losses for Florida. He's going to make his 6th straight start. For Washington, Samsonov, the other night stopped 33 out of 38 shots. And he's been very respectable as well ever since he came in. Marchment is, I believe, questionable. He might even have been deemed out for tonight with some kind of undisclosed injury. Same thing with Tom Wilson. He won't be playing tonight. And that's been a big hit for Washington as well. The 24-year or 24-season drought without a series win is the longest of any team in the NHL, and I think it ends tonight because Florida's going to win 5-3.
Yamo said Marshman is out and possible very heat tonight. And you said 5-3. I got your score and also
Beautiful.
your team. I go with 4-2 about that. Thank you so much, everybody. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. We have 30 people, only 19 likes. That'd be great to go that. Not a problem. Richard, I got your score 4-1 Pittsburgh. You listen too much in our tap. And then Luc Lafortune, thanks for your score. And that's what we had at that moment.
Yeah. And our last game, Coach, the Dallas and Calgary, I don't know why it's giving me a lot of problems, this game. You know, on paper, like you look at these two teams, it should not have lasted as long as it has. I think Calgary's definitely the better team. But that's why you play the games and not just look at paper. Dallas has executed a system which is contingent upon strong defensive strategy, team play, and Ottinger has been playing really out of his mind, I believe. So we'll see what happens here, but you know, at least the Flames, they're feeling some kind of positive vibes right now coming from, you know, that comeback victory the other night, and you know, that third period, I thought they totally dominated it. The Flames, they scored 3 third period goals to rally from 1-0 deficit. But as the Flames carry a 3-2 lead in the best-of-7 series, Daryl Sutter provided a very pointed message, just basically that, you know, Game 4 was much more difficult than Game 3, and that Game 5 was going to be more difficult than Game 4. I mean, it sounds like a Captain Obvious moment. But he's 100% right, because the pressure just keeps mounting as you get closer to the end of a series, knowing that there aren't any more lives to go by. So I think this will be yet again a low-scoring game. But I don't know. For some reason, they're at home. They're a different team, Dallas. And I believe they're going to pull this off, possibly in overtime. And we're going to see a Game 7. So I'm going to take Dallas to win this one 3-2.
I give you Calgary, but I don't understand. I think you take Calgary for your pick. No, I don't know. Anyhow, I have Calgary 3-1 tonight. I'm listening Yamo. So I had to go with Yamo, Mr. ENORTAP.
So we're off on 2 tonight. Okay.
So here's the point, Mr. ENORTAP.
I don't have any scientific reason for selecting Dallas, except for the fact that I think.
What is your total score?
My total score, 20.
20?
Yeah. And yours?
I go with 19. And then Alan Barnes, welcome aboard. Don't forget to click on the likes, everybody. That'd be great. I don't know, Mr. ENORTAP, but if you go to jail and you don't give the score the next day, you're still in the jail. So Kelly should be there for a couple of days. She'll be stuck there.
Maybe she likes it. It's too comfortable.
And also Thomas, welcome aboard. And Mr. Mark Dakar, welcome aboard. Thanks, everybody, to be a part of the show. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That'd be great. If you can do that, that will helping us. And finally, we have to go with our fantasy hockey at the end of the day, at the end of the show. And it's 79, it's 71. That's what we're at. Mr. ENORTAP, it's your turn.
You got that lead. Yesterday we tied, so I didn't gain any leverage. I'm going to go with Florida. I'll take Fox and Ekblad. And then forwards, Huberdeau, Barkov, and Panarin. So
you go with Huberdeau and Barkov. So I try to figure out how I can stop this. I said I will go with Giroux. I said, why not to go with Reinhardt? And then finally I said, he's going with New York Rangers. I'm going with my team because he don't trust the Calgary. I go with Goodrow tonight.
Okay.
So that's what's happening about that one, Mr. ENORTAP. So you have all my six pick over there. Wow, it'll be interesting how it's going to turn around tonight, Mr. ENORTAP, for sure.
Sorry. What was your total, Coach? Your total goals?
I said 19.
19. Okay.
Yep, I said 19. Again, everybody, don't forget to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. What a week, Mr. ENORTAP. We conclude another Friday, another week of the warm-up show. And then a great hockey week. Again, we're going to have an amazing, great weekend. Hopefully, at least one of the three have to be played Sunday, maybe two of them. I mean, why not to go to three? We never know what could happen tonight. Again, the only thing I know when Mr. ENORTAP is this, is that you or me go to the jail Monday.
But we have a pass.
So you have a pass. Yeah, we have a pass for sure about that one. That's the good news about that.
Right.
And so maybe Yam will go to the thing. And then Richard Martin said, "No, coach, 3 eliminated tonight. So no game Sunday. I will appreciate Richard. We have a better time for relax for the week for Sunday. Right. Give me time to go to the beach and then do a power play show with everybody. So anything you're looking for tonight, Mr. ENORTAP, before we go?
3 great games, Coach. That's all I can say. I had predicted a total of 5 teams to go to full distance the other nights. 3 of them are there. If we can get 2 of them tonight, we'll be right on another prediction, I guess.
But I don't know how it works. You took Pittsburgh Rangers. You took Pittsburgh, Florida, and Dallas. So maybe I will understand a bit later. But until then,
it's that Dallas. It's that Dallas thing.
Luc Laforcine, welcome back, by the way, Mr. Luc Laforcine. Crazy playoffs, so hard to predict. Look, you're absolutely right about this. You cannot say better at what you just said, Mr. Luc. I can't wait to see you tonight. We missed you last night, Mr. Luc. Until then, Mr. ENORTAP, we want to remind one more thing.
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Yes, they said you are amazing, you are the best, and you are the greatness inside of you, because Mr. ENORTAP bring everything every single night for the warm-up show. And we'll see if he's win again another greatness for the weekend. We'll see what happening tonight. I look forward to see you, everybody, tonight. Until then, we want to remind you one more thing. Of course, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate what, Mr. ENORTAP?
2022.
Here we go. Have an amazing, great night. Thank you so much, Mr. ENORTAP, for the week. I will see you a bit, maybe later. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Surprise.